like I said, but you didn't hear me because of my microphone. I'm gonna show you basically how I'm making these, let's say, almost organic figurines in Fusion360. Also, if you guys have any kind of questions, please let me know. Basically, let's just go to Fusion so I can show you. Okay, so this is how Fusion looks if you haven't touched it. If you haven't tried Fusion before, it's pretty simple. And let me quickly move this window so I can see what I'm doing right here. Cape Town. Hey. Okay. Usually I make some kind of sketch. I already have one prepared that I'm just gonna show you how you can import it into Fusion if you haven't used Fusion before. So if you click on Insert and Attach Canvas, you can see those 3 planes, and you can choose on which plane do you want to project your image. So I'm just gonna click on this one, and I'm gonna choose my image. Okay, and press OK. Hey, so now as you can see we have our image, but we need to adjust the size. We need to tell to our software what will be the size of our figurine. To do that, I'm gonna right click here and click Calibrate, and after that I'm gonna make 2 points and say that this is 80 centimeters, and now it's much bigger. Okay, and now what we need to do, we need to put it inside the center. Center would be this green line. I don't know if you can see it or not. To do that, I'm gonna right click here and edit canvas, and then I can just move it right in the center. Okay, so this is basically how you set up your illustrations, your sketches, if you want to do something on top of that. But for this thing, I'm gonna go a little bit different. I'm not gonna use Sketch, just to make everything much more visible. So I'm gonna turn off Canvas, and we're gonna make our first object. We're gonna make some kind of body based on the sketch that we're gonna draw right now. To do that, you need to click on Sketch, Create Sketch, and then you need to choose one of these 3 planes. Again, I'm gonna choose this front one, and now I'm gonna choose Spline tool. I'm just gonna start here in the center of this green line. I'm gonna drag some basic shape like that, and I'm gonna make one line that will close everything starting from here to here. I'm gonna press Escape, and now I can highlight this sketch that I did. We're gonna stop sketch, and then I'm gonna go to Create and Revolve, and that will use this profile, and it's gonna rotate 360 degrees, and it's gonna make a new object. So I'm gonna click here on Create, Revolve, and I'm gonna pick this axis. I don't know if you can see it. It's right here in the middle. And that's it. That is our first object. So like I said, profile is making 360 degree rotation. Let's quickly adjust that. And this is our object. Cool thing about this thing is that we can just go to our sketch and we can adjust it. For example, if I want to make top kind of spiky, if I stop sketch, it's gonna have different kind of shape. So if we go back and do something else, for example, I want this thing to be slightly bigger, like that. I'm gonna immediately update my object and it's gonna look like that. It's pretty cool. And I mean, Fusion, for me at least, it's really simple, really easy. So this is how I'm making my objects. So in the same way I've made this figurine, now I'm gonna show you how to make hands, and it's slightly different process. I'm gonna make another sketch, so I'm gonna create sketch. Let's go here to front, and I'm gonna choose this profile, and again I'm gonna choose spline tool. I'm quickly gonna make shape like that, and another one right here. I'm gonna stop sketch, and this time we're gonna click on this purple icon, and then we're gonna click on create and pipe. Check this out. Now with that selected, when I click on my spline, I'm gonna get this kind of shape. So now we can do a few adjustments. For example, I'm gonna make diameter 8, and instead of display mode, instead of this box display, I'm gonna choose smooth, and you can see it's opened. So we're just gonna click here on end types and make it square, so it's gonna be closed. Okay, and now comes the fun part. So now if you click on one of the faces, these are all faces, and right click on it and click on edit form, we can move our faces around and make our object differently shaped. We can select multiple faces and rotate them. Let's do it more. Let's make it a little bit thicker. As you can see, you have these handles, so you can rotate it in on different axes. And I'm not gonna go into a lot of details because I'm just showing you what you can do and how you can make stuff. So let's say this is gonna be our hand. We can click here on sketch to bring back our other shape, other spline, and we're gonna repeat the same thing. So again, create, pipe, click here. We can make it a little bit bigger, so now I'm gonna choose 10. Again, I'm gonna click these two options, and again I'm gonna click on face. I can click on multiple faces, edit form, and let's just make some quick shape. Yeah. After we're done with that thing, we can just click on finish form, and we can start moving our objects if we want. For example, I'm gonna move this hand a little bit more inside. To do that, I'm right clicking on the object I want to move, and I'm choosing this move option. So again, you can rotate it. There are always few options that you can choose. Okay. So to make a duplicate on the other side to make a mirror, we're gonna create we're gonna go to create and click on mirror, and sometimes by default you'll have faces here, so you need to switch it to bodies, and then you can choose your limbs that you want to move, and then you need to click on the mirror plane, which would be this one, and bam, that's it. So now if you want to fuse all of these together, you can click on modify, combine, and then you can click on every object, and be sure that under operation it's join, not cut or anything else, and press OK. So now if you want to, as you can see, connection is very sharp. If you want to make it more smoother, you can press F on your keyboard, or you can go to modify and fillet, and I'm gonna select this outline that connects these two bodies, and I'm gonna type, let's say 2. Okay, that's maybe too much. 0.4, and as you can see, it's making a smoother transition, but in this case it's very close here, so I'm just gonna adjust it a little bit. I'm gonna go back, and this is the thing that you can do. So I'm gonna go back here, right click on it and edit feature. Now I'm gonna move it a little bit further away from the body. Again, updated just fine. And now I'm gonna press F, and I'm gonna type, let's say 2, so you can immediately see how it's fused much better and it had smooth transition. We can do the same thing for the legs, but I'm not gonna waste time on that. I said in my title that I'm gonna try to make Venom, and I actually already did that, and as you can see here, I already made one version of Venom, and I even actually printed it out, but but I haven't removed any support yet, and I made it smaller just to test it to see how it looks, because whenever I'm releasing my models on some kind of website, I like to test them to see actually if they work or not. And this is my Venom. And for this tutorial, let's move this. For this tutorial, I'm gonna use my own template, because every model that I'm making, I start from this template. This was the template that I made after I made my Hellboy, just to keep them all at the same size and same style. So I will make it available for you guys when I reach 1,000 subscribers. I don't know why, it's just some kind of milestone that I want to reach, and then I'm gonna be happy enough to share this model with you guys, so you can make exactly the same figurines as I'm doing. If that sounds okay to you guys, cool. Okay, so to make Venom, actually I already have this thing. So basically it's the same, I just removed ears, because Venom doesn't have ears, and I switched color. I'm gonna show you on this template. To do that, I'm gonna click on modify, appearance, and then I'm gonna make a black color. You can choose colors from here, and you have a bunch of different textures, but I'm just gonna make my own. So I'm gonna right click on it, duplicate, and then double click and just bring it here to black, and it's gonna be fine for now. So I just need to drag my color onto object. Actually, I can select all of my bodies at the same time, and you will see that they're highlighted, they have blue outline. So now when I drag my color on one of the objects, it's gonna paint all of them. Okay, so we're here, and I'm doing this just to speed up the whole process, because this thing could take like 2 hours, and I really don't want to do that. So I already made my shape, eye shape, that I really like. Basically, I did the same things. I created the sketch, I choose my spline tool just as before, and I quickly made an object and adjusted it. Oops. So each time when you click on one of the points, you will get this handle that you can adjust with, which is pretty cool thing. You can be really accurate. Okay, so I have my shape, and I want to mirror it. And to do that, I need to make a mirror line. So I'm just gonna make some short little line right in the center, and then I'm gonna choose sketch, mirror, I'm gonna select it, and then I'm gonna choose this mirror line, and that's it. So now we can stop sketch, we can bring our bodies back, and now I'm gonna use those shapes to cut through this main body face, so I can do other stuff with it. It's pretty easy. Check this out. If you click on modify and you go to split face, and then you choose your face, and after that you choose splitting tool. In this case, it's gonna be this eye shape, and when you click on it, you will get this projection. So that means it's gonna cut all the way through our face and make another one. So I'm fine with it. I'm gonna press OK. Sometimes the sketch is gonna turn off itself, so you need to click on it again, and now we can repeat the same thing for the other eye. So modify, split face, click here, and another eye, then OK. So I can uncheck sketches. Now, as you can see, when I drag my mouse over it, you will see that I can click on different faces. So I'm gonna click on this one, and I'm gonna right click on it and press pull. So I want those eyes to be, you know, if you can see that, just a second, I need to switch. So as you can see, the eyes are a little, eyes are a little bit inside. So we're gonna do the same thing for this model. So it's gonna, instead of going into plus or anything, I'm gonna type minus 0.5. And as you can see, now this face is a little bit in, so we're gonna repeat it for the other eye. Again, right click, press pull, minus 0.5. And we're gonna make this whole transition a little bit smoother. So I'm gonna press F, I'm gonna click here, and I'm gonna type 0.5. We cannot go in minus now, so this looks okay. And I immediately like to paint stuff to see how everything looks. So we're gonna just paint the eyes. modify, appearance, and I'm gonna choose white color. But now I cannot just drag it onto an object because I will paint everything. I need to change to faces right here. And now I can just drag it onto the eyes. And bam, it looks cool, right? Okay, so for the mouth, and Venom has huge mouth, which is really cool. We're gonna make another sketch. As you can see, all of this is just basically repeating the same thing. You make a sketch, you make something with the sketch, either you create the object or you use it as some kind of cutting tool, and everything else that you want to do more organic shapes, I'm gonna show you again that later, you can do with this form option. So now I'm gonna create another sketch, but this time I'm gonna choose the side view, and I'm gonna pick the spline tool again. I'm gonna make huge mouth like that, and I'm just gonna connect it. It's not necessary in this case, but I like to have everything highlighted. Okay, and now I'm gonna choose modify, and this time I'm not gonna split face, I'm gonna actually split body. It's the same principle. Again, I'm gonna choose my object and the shape that I want to make a cut with, and when I press OK, I immediately have these things separated. So if I just remove it, you will have a mouth shape. So as you can see, you can make a lot of stuff like that. Actually, in this case, there are always a lot of options how you can do stuff. In this case, I think I'm making something much more complicated than it should be, but let's do it like that. I'm gonna turn on the body of that body, and I'm gonna use it to cut through our mouth a little bit better. So I'm gonna click on modify, scale. I'm gonna check this on non-uniform scale. Usually by default it's uniform, and I'm gonna make them a little bit different, actually much bigger, like that. Okay, and now I'm gonna center that. I'm gonna center that object. If you have problems, if you don't name your objects like I'm not doing right now, you can always go with your mouse over the object and it's gonna be highlighted so you can know exactly which one you need to click. So in this case I need this one. I'm gonna move it in the center. Like so. And now we're gonna, like I said, use this object to cut through this mouth. To do that, I'm gonna click on modify and on combine. I'm gonna choose my target body first, and then I'm gonna choose tool body. Instead of join, I'm gonna choose cut. So now you can see the red part is showing me what will be cutted. I'm gonna press OK. And we have our mouth shape. So it's kind of shallow. Let's make it slightly bigger. You can just do that by clicking on the object, on the face actually, right click on it, click move, and move it a little bit more inside. So now I'm gonna press OK. You'll see that opening is much bigger. I'm gonna make inside a little bit smoother, so I'm gonna press F, click on it. Let's put 1, maybe not. Yeah, sometimes it's hard to do that because as you can see, I made a mistake and my mouth went all the way through. So I'm just gonna edit this part and move it a little bit inside. Yeah. Now we're gonna do the same thing. Okay. And then I'm gonna press F again and select these two and slowly drag this arrow to make mouth a little bit smoother. It's more or less fine, and I'm gonna press OK. And now what we need to do, we just need to paint the inside of the mouth. So again, modify, appearance, faces, and just drag inside. It looks pretty good. So now we can just if you want to see how it looks already, if you want to make some kind of render to show off like I'm doing all the time, you can click here on model and then on render, and you can check this setup. It has a lot of options. You can move your light around like that, or you can choose another environment, and that's basically 360 image that goes around your objects, and it reflects itself on the top of the objects. So for example, if I click on this crossroad, it's gonna update and it's gonna be completely different. You can choose the other one, sharp edges, and so on. So after I'm happy with my result, I can just click here, and it's gonna take a little bit of time to render it, but usually when it reaches to this point, it's more or less okay for some kind of showcase. Usually I drag this thing all the way to final, so it gets even better, but that's how you do that. Okay, you can download all of my models on Thingiverse, on my mini factory if you want. I made them all available here. Also, if you haven't, please subscribe to my channel. I don't have anything from it, but it's some kind of motivation that I really like, so just do that for me. Okay, so now we have our mouth. Let me quickly adjust everything. Okay, and now we need to make teeth. To do that, I'm gonna click on form, and then I'm gonna make a box. I'm gonna make it on this plane. I think this is okay. So you can adjust it after you click on it. You can add more faces if you want, but I'm really gonna keep this thing clean, so I'm gonna add something like that. Actually, let's make it even more simpler. Okay, and I'm gonna press OK. I'm saying OK a lot. I'm gonna select this bottom part, right click on it, and just click on edit form, and now I can scale it down. To do that, I'm gonna just grab this thing, and I'm gonna make it thinner. I can even rotate it a little bit, and I can do the same thing. And I can do the same thing for this part and move it a little bit out. So like I said, I already did this, and I'm not gonna bother you with all of that. I can just I'm just gonna speed everything up. Also, one cool thing that you can do, you can mirror everything. You can use symmetry. For example, if I click here and it says select face, so I need to select these two faces, and now when I press OK, when I grab one, other one will be highlighted. So for example, if I move this one, the other one will move as well. Sometimes that also is a really cool option. Okay, so when we're done with it, we can just put some color on it. And start moving it inside the mouth. Okay, I'm gonna actually move it a little bit here on the center. And let's make it smaller. Uniform. Okay. So, like I said, we can just duplicate our teeth and make them all around, adjust them a little bit differently, better, so they follow the whole line here. But I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna switch to the version that I already did. And I'm gonna show you how I basically duplicated all of that already. I think I can show you if I didn't made something wrong. I probably did. But yeah, as you can see here, I was adjusting and duplicating them on one side. Then after that, I just did the mirror option, and then I rotated them and I repeated everything for the bottom jaw, and that was it. So to make this type of tongue, I'm gonna go back here because it's much cleaner. I did the sketch, side view, spline tool, and then I just made some weird looking shape because Venom has that huge tongue. So the best way to do that is again with form tool. So I'm gonna repeat it again. Create pipe, click on the tongue, make it much smaller this time, like that. And I can just choose this spike option, but I like to play with it a little bit more, so finish is gonna be square. And now I can make my adjustments. I can make it slightly curved. Just always be careful so you don't go overboard with it, because sometimes you can drag your object like so, and you can see this separation line. It's basically two faces intersect each other, and if you click on finish, it's not gonna be able to make that object. So don't do that. And there's the tongue again. We can put some color on it. We can even make it shinier inside. So if I double click on it, I can change the roughness. Now you can see that it's more reflective. Also on this Venom, I made these vines, and basically they are made in the same way as the tongue. So I'm gonna show it to you. If I move this hand a little bit, so okay. I'm gonna create another sketch from the side view, and now I'm gonna make one spline. It's gonna go crazy like that. And then this is the spline. Now I'm gonna click on one of the points and click on move, and I will move it on the other in the other way. So now it's not in the same line anymore, which makes it a little bit better and cooler. And now I can just create, press enter. Now I can just create another one. Okay. And I can repeat the whole thing. Click on the point and just move it around. So you have this whole mess right here. Okay, I'm gonna stop sketch, and now we're gonna go back to form. Sometimes, just sometimes, you can get away with making everything at the same time, so you can just click on both things and they'll be fused together, but they will also be able to make some kind of object. But mostly you need to make one, then finish the form, then go and do the other one. So I'm just gonna do that just to be safe. Let's make it slightly smaller, and I'm gonna choose spike as the end option. I'm gonna bring back the sketch. Again. Spike, okay. And I can finish form. Yeah, this is the thing that I told you about. I will just go back. Or not. I can go back here. Yeah, I'm gonna finish this form. Something is not letting me do that. Let's adjust this thing. I think the problem is the end type. Let's check it. Square, okay. Finish form. Yeah, now it works fine. Sometimes that spike is way too narrow, so it makes a boo-boo. Okay, I'm gonna do the same thing for another one. So pipe, square, okay, finish form. Now we can paint it and just drag it onto our object. Oops. Yeah, sometimes I miss the part. And now we can just select them and move them onto our hand. Rotate them if you want to make them a little bit better. And that's basically it. Yeah, I've made one more thing on the other one. If you look here, I made the logo. So we can do the same thing here, but I'm probably not gonna make it that accurate, so maybe I shouldn't bother. Maybe I can do something else. Okay. We're gonna... Oh, I choose different texture, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna make a circle right here. And then I'm gonna make some kind of horn. Maybe it's gonna be better if I hide this thing so I can see what I'm actually doing. Also, I'm gonna hide the other shapes. Okay, so we have these lines that we don't need. If you press T, you can just remove those. I'm gonna make a line right in the center of it. I'm gonna try. Okay. Maybe better with lines. So if I decide to do that shape, I'm not, like I said, I'm not gonna bother with it right now. You already seen the end result. I'm gonna just make something like that. Now we can mirror that sketch. Sketch, mirror. If I double click on the line, it's gonna select everything. Okay, and now I can delete the middle line and all the leftovers that I don't need. Okay, and again we're gonna use the split body option. So I'm gonna select the body, select my cutting tool, just be sure to check both sides. Oh, something is wrong with this object, probably this thing. Let's try it now. Split body. Something is wrong with the sketch. I don't know why. What? It looks like it's disconnected somewhere, or it has an extra line. Let's try it one more time. Modify split body. Damn it. It really doesn't matter. I did the poor thing anyway. I can show you right here. I made this shape and I use it just to cut through an object, and then after that I pull the object inside a little bit so we have some kind of better visibility. I still need to remove this thing to see if that shit if that thing is visible or not. Yeah, I don't know if you can see it, but well, it's right there. Okay, I need to tweak this model a little bit more, and then I'm gonna upload it on Thingiverse and My Mini Factory. I really hope you guys are gonna like it. So far it looks really nice. Also I'm making some other figurines. Right now I'm trying to make a Pennywise, and I think tomorrow I'm gonna release another video where we finally did something with my Peter, as you can see right here. This is the Peter mounted on a helmet, and it just like seconds before that he jumped from an airplane, and it feels really cool to make something and just do more crazy stuff with it. Anyway, that's it from me for today. Just ignore my desktop if you can. If you have any kind of suggestions, questions, write me in the comments below, or write me on Facebook or on Instagram. If you want to do other stuff, like I've shown you how you can make organic stuff. In the same way I made the hair on my Peter model, but for this model I actually used Sculptris, which is a free tool. I'm gonna show you quickly. So it's a tool where you can import your own object, and then you can just carve it and make other stuff. Only problem is that if you want to import it inside the Fusion, well, it just crashed. It happens. It's free. Only problem is that after you make it, you just need to adjust it in some kind of other software. I'm using Mesh Mixer so I can reduce the polygons, because if you don't reduce polygons, you can insert it inside Fusion360, but it's just gonna look like an object. It's not gonna be you're not gonna be able to print it out. You need to convert it to something else inside the Fusion. If you want to combine everything inside the Fusion, I was making my objects under 14,000 polygons, and that turned out fine. I'm probably gonna make some kind of tutorial about it one day, but right now I need to do other projects, and I have a lot of other projects for you guys. I have one special project. I'm gonna quickly show you this thing. I'm not gonna reveal it because I'm making one video about it, and it's a really special project for me, and I'm really glad I did it. I really hope it's gonna be out in the next week or two. Anyway, that's it from me for today. Like I said, if you have any kind of suggestions, hit it. Find me on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter. I'm all over the place, and if you have time, please share my videos with other people. I will really appreciate it. And like I said in the previous video, it's just gonna motivate me to do more stuff for you guys. That's all. So that's it. See you guys. Bye.